Guns, germs, and steel. Greeting Papua New Guinea. Attack of the giant guinea pigs from New Guinea. Actually, quick fun fact, guinea pigs were actually from the Andes in South America, not New Guinea. Anyways, in the race for technological advancement, the people of Papua New Guinea were not that lucky in their geographical resources. Because of the fact that they were isolated from most of the world, they had few animals and plants that could be domesticated, and they were located in a sucky part of the earth. Papua New Guinea is located in the southeast hemisphere right below the equator, 5 degrees south to be exact. It is a volcanic island isolated due to its lowland jungle and choppy waters. New Guinea is basically completely isolated from the rest of the world. Because of this, New Guinea didn't have much interaction with any other continents or regions, which didn't mean a lot of trading, so no flow of ideas or inventions for New Guinea. They were basically stuck with what they had. New Guinea is also one of the most tropical places on Earth. Tropical paradise, you might think? No. New Guinea is home to not only thousands of diseases such as malaria, but also millions of insects and parasites. What made Eurasia so successful compared to New Guinea? Basically 2 very simple answers: animals and farming. Animals can be used in 4 different ways. 1. You can make dairy products such as milk and cheese from animals. 2. You can eat the animals. 3. Big, strong animals can be used for farming, plowing fields, etc. And 4. You can use animal waste as fertilizer to help with crops. Eurasia was really lucky in the sense that they were located in such a good place, but mostly because they had domesticable animals that were then used for farming and food. In New Guinea, however, out of all the animals, you'd be lucky if you had at least 1 domesticable animal. New Guinea is made up of mostly reptiles, marsupials, freshwater fish, and birds. No large mammals. Without big animals like cows or ox, farming was more or less out of the question. Luckily for the inhabitants of New Guinea, Indonesia was nice and eventually introduced New Guinea to pigs, dogs, and chickens. Now pigs are the most important livestock for people in New Guinea. Although that didn't solve their whole farming problem, the inhabitants of New Guinea at least had more protein. They did have some form of farming in New Guinea though. Not all was lost. In the dry highlands of the island there was a diet of domesticated wild root crops, such as yams and taro. And on the coastline there were mangrove swamp and tropical plants. There were also sugarcanes and bananas. However, as previously stated, some of these crops were located in the highlands or near the coastline. Because they were so far, it was difficult for farmers to start and build a farming system. With domesticable animals and plants, one farmer was able to feed thousands of people. With animals, people were able to produce twice as much. Because of food surplus, people had more extra time, and with this extra time, people could create weapons and advance technology. This wasn't the case in New Guinea. Because there weren't many domesticable animals nor plants, the people of New Guinea had to spend most of their time figuring out how to survive, that they didn't have time for specialization. In conclusion, New Guinea deserves a D-. They weren't very lucky, but surprisingly, despite its abnormal climate, poor land, and home to millions of malaria-carrying mosquitoes and dangerous animals, Papua New Guinea is one of the oldest places of human habitation in the world. Crazy, right? Hunter-gatherers have lived in Papua New Guinea for about 4,000 years and they didn't have much to work with. Props to them.